Hi everyone, long time no see, really long. I'm making this video because I got a question. Actually, I have a lot, but this one is kind of related right now and I have time. The question for today is there's someone, I don't want to mention her name, but let me check. She mentioned she or he. Okay. Him? I don't know. Sorry. His name is kind of, feminine. But he mentioned that, "Hey Mira, I'm thinking about teaching English in the Philippines after my retirement. Can you give me an advice on certification? What's the difference between TESOL and TEFL? Thanks." So first of all, I hope you will enjoy your retirement in the Philippines. And he also asked for advice. So, wait, I'm gonna put this video. Netflix. Okay. So, the difference is, before we get to that, I wanna share my experience. So, I have been teaching English since I was, I think, 17. It started back when I was in the university, and then that time Koreans started coming to the Philippines to study English. And then I had this classmate. She wanted me to teach her, but at the time I didn't know how to teach, but she's like, just guide me. So I would do that like every week. I would go to her house and teach her for about 2 hours, and then I would earn about 200 pesos per 2 hours. Yeah, every 2 hours I get that amount. So that's quite high, for a Filipina. And it's only for 2 hours. So I don't know how I did it. And then sooner I was recommended to her other friends and so on and so forth. I still didn't know what I was doing, but I was given a book. They have a book which they got from like English camps. They say English camps. And then I was using that book as a guide. So, and then fast forward, I work for other jobs, even though I was doing teaching part-time. Sorry. And finally, yeah, until now, it's how I make money. So let me say, like, I think after this pandemic, a lot of Koreans would still, or other Southeast, Asian countries would still go to the Philippines to study, because it's not only Koreans, but also Thais. And I remember before we had like classmates from Vietnam, yeah, Thailand, and even Saudi Arabia. But most of them are not only studying English, but because we have a flying school for pilots in Clark, so that's what they do. So, Mira, like, how much is the common amount? Well, this is the tricky part. For a normal Filipino, teaching English is a good income, especially if you do it online or offline, whichever is a good amount. Especially if you're good, if you're a good teacher, it would be very easy. You would earn a lot. But on the other hand, it's unstable. So it's either you will be under like someone who would be your middleman. It's mostly from that country, either Japanese, Korean, or from a school, and so on. And then of course they get a part of your salary. For instance, like my boss would charge the students like about I don't know how, but I would get like about 120 pesos per hour. So, or more, I think. So even if I just teach 4 hours, I'm good to go. I have a higher salary than call centers. And she was my, middleman. And but it's also a bit unstable. There are times that, for example, during winter break, summer break, of East Asian students, they would come to my boss, like homestay, and we get more money. But regular days, we would only have 4 to 5 hours, which is good, but not as much as, winter break or summer break. So That's it. And then that time I also took some certifications. These certifications are, aside from my, degree. That time I didn't get my degree yet, but I was going to university. But I had local certifications like teaching English, blah, 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 just local ones because I didn't know the international ones. And it did help my career, I guess, especially for teaching because every time you submit something, you already have this background. And then, yes, so I would say it is a good way to make money, especially for Filipinos. Although I think for foreigners it's quite different. Now that's where that thing comes in. Mira, how about foreigners? How much do they earn if an American teaches, or a person from UK or something like that? Now that's the thing. I have accepted this a long time ago. And it's true, actually, even if I'm going to learn another language, I would really prefer someone from that country. But if they can't teach now, that's the problem, right? But usually, native speakers, they would, like teach the higher levels. This is like in Japan, what they say, pera pera, like natural calling, like that. But in Philippines, pera pera means money. But anyway, it means like just natural conversations, anything and everything under the sun to practice their English. There's no grammar, minimum correction of grammar and minimum correction of pronunciation. But nevertheless, everything else, it goes also well. And then, so in that case, people from, from North America or other, English speaking countries, they would get more amount. For instance, like $5 an hour to $6 an hour. So it might sound small, but in Philippines, if you live in the Philippines, it's quite big. I mean, you can buy like 4 beers, I guess. I don't know. But that's quite big if you teach 5 hours. And usually, they are expensive, but they're still in demand. And normally you would teach a group. So some people, they don't want to pay that much. So they will share with their classmates, or like schools would hire you to teach like 9 hours, but for like 3 times a week. Maybe they don't want to break some rules with the government. So still, you would earn per hour with that. So it's going to be like a freelance. And it's a good, it's a good income. It's really good. I have no doubt about that. And, I just don't know about its stability. Now let's move forward. Mira, which is better? TESOL. What's the difference of TESOL and TEFL? Now, TESOL, I actually have my TESOL certificate. I don't have a picture here. So, let's see. So, I got my TESOL in 2014. Yep. So, I got it in Clark, Angeles City. There is this, like, a facility. I think before it was like a, what do you call that? Like an amusement park, and then it didn't earn so much money, so it was half of it was converted into like a skilled training school for skills, basically, like machineries, and then even this one and so on. So I got my TESOL here. I was one of the first batch. Teaching English to speakers of other language. And he's also asking about TEFL. So TEFL, on the other hand, teaching English as a foreign language. So what is the difference? So the difference basically, so wait, they're both used to teach English, and they're both recognized certification around the world. And honestly, in my case, this is the only one that I have, I guess, plus the other 2 that I have, but those are local. So TESOL, it is like a general field that includes Yeah, TEFL and TESOL. So it means you can teach it even like okay, I'm gonna put it like this. TESOL is like eh. Okay. TEFL is like teaching English as a foreign language. Like for example, me, I am not a native speaker, so I would get this certificate in order to teach it to other people who are also not native speakers. But on the other hand, TESOL has it combined with another type of certificate that is only given for native English speakers. So it's combined already, so you don't have to get those two. So TESOL is like one of the most recognized certifications, not only in the Philippines, but in, if you are planning to teach English, it's one of the most recognized certification. Now, why do you actually need it, Mira, like to teach? Well, honestly, for more, it actually provides more credibility with your ability, and at the same time, it also, gives you more salary, honestly. So in my case, let's say I already have my degree, I'm studying my other one, and then I even have, this one. I can be in this competitive market, but there's another competition. So we have TESOL, TEFL, CELTA, and so on. Now TESOL, I don't know which country it's from. Maybe it's from US, and then CELTA, it's from UK. CELTA, on the other hand, is very expensive, even though you're gonna take it online. TESOL, on the other hand, you can take it online and it's way more affordable. I think you can get a TESOL certification now in the Philippines for less than 5,000 pesos or 5,000 pesos up. So that's about $100 plus plus. I don't know which TESOL authority, although I would recommend you to find the one that has the Trinity TESOL. Now, why Trinity TESOL? It is one of the most recognized TESOL authority for English teaching, because maybe the students don't understand the difference, but the people who are hiring you, they might recognize that one. So fortunately, I have that. In my case, I paid about like $500 for it, but it includes like going to that place, studying for 9 hours a day with free meals. So that's the difference. And I met friends, so that's the biggest difference. Now, Mira, what can you learn from it? And what did you learn from it? Honestly, I just learned a bunch of theories, and then like theories and experiences from other teachers and recommendations. That time I was about to fly to Japan, so I want that certificate, in case I teach here. And it was the best certificate that I have right now that is useful. As a matter of fact, even Senmongako means like vocational schools in Japan, which offers these, or professional vocational schools in Japan. They require these, if you want to teach in English. Although it's better, of course, if you really want to get more money, you can get masters in TESOL or MA TESOL, that's what we say, or CELTA. But those are like, I don't have money for that or time. Just kidding. Anyway, now how about in the Philippines? Which one do they recognize? Well, it wouldn't really depend on which school. So I'm pretty sure schools in the Philippines don't really recognize that, which I'm talking about universities and so on. But if your boss is an East Asian boss, a person who would be your middleman, more or less they would require that, and they know about it. They know it, so they want you to have it at least. And there are even cases where they would recommend them. Now, Mira, are the ones that you've learned from this certification useful? I would say some of them, because right now I didn't really use most of them, because each schools have their own curriculum and how they make their own curriculum. So I couldn't really say, but having the certification itself, or maybe if you're a new teacher, it really helps you get an idea. Because what I've noticed, like, remember during when I was back when I was 16, I didn't know how to teach And even if I had the book, I understand it. Teaching a language is really challenging in some cases. So I really respect those people. So you would get the idea on how to teach it. Because for me, example, I couldn't really teach Filipino directly, but this time I'm gonna try to do it again. So yeah, it's really really helpful. So for me, if I were you, if you're planning to teach English in the Philippines, I would recommend you to take TESOL, and it's gonna be a very helpful certification to present for your future employer, especially if they are, very much aware of the, teaching industry in the Philippines and other East Asian countries, because these are their most TESOL is one of the most, important certification. Even though you don't learn much from it, having it helps a lot. So I hope that helps, and I wish you good luck on your retirement in the Philippines, and I hope you can enjoy teaching. It's good money, unstable, but it depends on your choice. But I don't want to say this, but normally if you are, a native speaker and a Caucasian, you have more chances better than us Filipinos. Yeah, but nevertheless, I wish you the best and good luck.